How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public? The economy was flat on its back. 15% unemployment. He decimated the economy.
I fired a lot of the top people at the FBI.
You have the morals of an alley cat. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
So we have some clips of the debate last night to look over, some fact checking to do, but first I wanted to give my opinion and overall thoughts. I don't think Biden presented very well. He came off a little weak. He definitely seemed a little defensive as well, and the stuttering doesn't help his case where it's so polarizing about his mental competency. And I'm sure that this is what media and right-wing circles will focus on, but Trump also dodged almost every single question, just outright refused to answer, didn't give coherent answers when he did answer, and he lied at literally every chance he could. And the important thing to remember and take away from this is a debate is just entertainment that doesn't define your presidency. You can say whatever during a debate. It doesn't mean you're actually going to do it. And it definitely doesn't change the 7 Biden policies passed to Trump's 1 policy that benefited billionaires and shot us into debt. Republicans, however, will just focus on this debate, will just focus on semantics, because if they focus on legislation, they get blown out of the water. But at the same time that they think that, oh, like the semantics of the debate matter, they won't mention any of the crazy things or outright blatant lies that Trump told, like this one.
But everything that he said just now, I'll give you an example. I heard him say before insulin. I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors. I took care of the seniors. What he's doing is destroying all of our medical programs.
Not only is this a blatant lie about insulin, but medicine prices in general rose massively under Trump. This was a major problem during his administration. 20 of the top 25 medicines rose 9 times faster than inflation did, and insulin itself was still around $300, with most diabetics needing multiple doses a month. 1 in 5 diabetics didn't take insulin because they couldn't afford it, even though they needed it, costing them thousands of dollars a year for the ones who did have to foot the bill. Biden is the one that came in and capped insulin prices at $35 and also dropped prices for over 41 of the top used medicines by over 70%. But again, right-wingers bought into the cult will just pretend that blatant lies like this from Trump don't matter because, oh, he presented better, when Biden at least was laying out the truth and better policies for Americans.
What would you do to make childcare more affordable?
Just to go back, the general got fired because he was no good. And if he said that, that's why he made it up. But we have 19 people that said I didn't say it, and they're very highly respected, much more so than him. The other thing is, he doesn't fire people. He never fired people. I've never seen him fire anybody. I did fire a lot. I fired Comey because he was no good. I fired a lot of the top people at the FBI, drained the swamp. They were no good. Not easy to fire people. You'd pay a price for it, but they were no good. I inherited these people. I didn't put him there. I didn't put Comey there. He was no good. I fired him. This guy hasn't fired anybody. He never fires.
This is Trump rambling about Biden not firing people after being asked a question on childcare. Again, watch how many people sweep this under the rug and just pretend it doesn't matter. And I can't show every single question, but if you watch the debate, Trump did this to every question, just blatantly wouldn't answer and would ramble about things that did not matter to the question at all. On this one specifically, Trump didn't answer because this was one of the main failures of his presidency, something he promised to do massively and ultimately just lied about. Like, not only did he fail, but he lied about it in multiple parts, as not only did he try to derail bipartisan efforts to increase childcare funding, where Congress approved billions of dollars and Trump tried to weasel it down to only 7% of what Congress approved without him. But child poverty itself was over 20% during Trump. That leads to being unable to afford childcare. I mean, it affects the children as well, which was double that of seniors. Biden passed the child tax credit and cut child poverty in half like that. The quickest and most dramatic increase we've ever seen in history. And he had it as low as 4%. And he's also signed sweeping executive orders on specifically lowering childcare premiums, something Trump never did. And this is again why debates don't matter at all. People judge off of performance and who presented better when it's clear who was actually better on the issues.
The crimes that you are still charged with, and think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
Yeah, it's hundreds of millions for each crime. Like multiple times he's had to pay them, twice for defamation, once for sexual assault, and once for fraud. This is the man with the morals of a felon and 34 convictions to match. Biden should have strayed from anything except pointing this out at every single turn because the records speak for themselves, but Trump had no answer to the truth, but to lie even more to try to cover it up.
He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
These were the best moments for Biden, when he was directly calling out Trump for his indefensible actions, forcing him to lie more about his rhetoric because, of course, he'll never own up to anything. Trump on a video, if we're just forgetting the suckers and losers comments that's been corroborated by multiple people for a second, Trump on a video when running in 2016 called John McCain a veteran and prisoner of war. He called him a loser and made fun of him for being a prisoner of war. This is on video. Anyone can go find it. We've covered it in videos multiple times as well. So regardless of him denying this claim, multiple people have corroborated it, by the way, including a 4-star general and John Kelly. He still has literally said it before. It shows that it's well within his character to do so. So just taking his word for things, when again, he is a chronic liar, shows your bias.
There was no inflation when I became president. You know why? The economy was flat on its back. 15% unemployment. He decimated the economy, absolutely decimated the economy. That's why there was no inflation at the time. There were no jobs. We provided thousands of millions of jobs for individuals who are in all communities, including minority communities. We made sure that they have health insurance. We have covered, the ACA has increased. I made sure that they're $8,000 per person in a family to get written off for health care. But this guy wants to eliminate that. They tried 50 times. He wants to get rid of the ACA again. And they're going to try again if they win.
I think this is another amazing response by Biden. Trump tries to tout this low inflation he had that only happened because people were dying, scared to leave their homes, couldn't travel, jobs were being lost, unemployment peaked at 14.8%, GDP went negative for the first time since the Great Depression, imports and exports were halted, companies went under. Deflation is not better for the economy than inflation, and in a lackluster attempt to turn that around, Trump put $3.1 trillion into the economy in the matter of a month or two. Anyone who blames inflation on Biden, I would love to hear your explanation on what causes inflation and how that doesn't indicate that Trump's $3.1 trillion in a month played a massive part. I'll literally wait, right? The biggest takeaway from this debate is, again, how little they matter past entertainment value. I mean, to be honest, it is very unfortunate that Biden gave right-wing news cycles all the talking points that they'll need for the next couple of months. Yes, he should have presented stronger. Yes, he should have prepared in a way that he wouldn't have stuttered. Yes, he should have had more responses prepared. But the fact is, Trump had such a lower bar to hit because no one in his cult is going to blame him for the lies, for the rambling, for not answering questions, because he gets graded on a curve to where when he does that, he's not being incoherent. But if Biden stumbles any little bit, he has dementia, right? Debates are entertainment and elections aren't won on entertainment. They're won on the merits of policy, on the backs of truth. And those are two things that Biden still destroys Trump in. Pay close attention to how right-wingers and right-wing media will rely on nothing but straight out of the shop talking points and focusing on these debates or anything they can clip up to say, oh, look, dementia, when they largely will never mention any policy successes for Trump or future policy goals because they don't have a single one they can stand on.